All right. Y'all get some rest? Good. Good. Man, that was a good class yesterday. Good questions. Good questions. We had cut off early. The sister had asked a question. I didn't pay attention to it, but she had asked a question. The sister online. So we're gonna touch on her question tonight. Once again, the questions, switch it up. And then we want everybody to be reminded that we do answer the questions, right? So she did have a question. Does anybody got anything quick before we go into that topic real quick? Anybody got anything?
But I would like something on.
Yeah.
I would like something on Ezekiel 19.
Ezekiel 19.
Yeah.
You said in class?
Yes, please.
Okay.
If I may have a pretty quick question.
Okay. All right, I'll look over it, and we definitely can do that.
My question is regarding Romans 9:11, where it says that that the Most High's election might stand. Could we use Genesis 17?
Go ahead real quick.
Romans 9:11.
Yeah, let's see what you're talking about. That way everybody knows.
Genesis 17.
No, Romans 9:11.
Romans 9:11?
Oh, Romans 9:11.
I want to see if the precept, or could we use Genesis 17?
Come on. Romans 9, verse 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
Okay.
So can we use Genesis 17, where the covenant was established with Abraham and Isaac? Can we use that to solidify, or I guess more edify Romans 11, that election?
Yeah, of course.
Like, I knew the answer, but I just wanted to...
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I understand what you're saying now, yeah.
God.
Absolutely, because it's, what it is, you're just reminding when Paul is reiterating that the election, right, that it might stand, it goes all the way back to the first promise. That goes to Romans 10, where it says the promises. Right, so the promises aren't undone because he's a God that he should not lie. If he said he's going to do it with Abraham, all Paul is doing is just reiterating that it will be done. Right? So absolutely. That answers your question? Okay. All right. Yes, sir.
Genesis what?
It was Genesis 17.
Oh, okay. Genesis 17, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything quick?
La.
Nothing? La? You got anything? Anything quick? No? Okay. All right. Well, the sister's question yesterday when we clicked off, I didn't pay attention. I'm not trying to act like we ignore these questions. It's a good one, though. It's a good question, if I can find it. Oh, the question is, I have a question on topic. What steps does a sister start to take when coming back to her husband? And I guess what she means is coming back to the truth and then coming back to her husband. Right?
Good question.
Real good question. So, look, I went at this straight direct to answer this question. The question is, why did you leave? Right? So a lot of times we ask, oh, well, could I come back? Yeah, you can come back, but why did you leave? Because you're not going to come back the proper way. Watch, go to Baruch 4:28. Let's start there real quick.
God.
Go ahead.
Baruch chapter 4 verse 28. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High,
Yeah.
so being returned,
So being returned. Go ahead.
seek him 10 times more.
Right. So seek him 10 times more. How am I going to seek him 10 times more and put 10 times more the effort, the love, the dedication, the commitment in the Most High when I don't really know why I left? Right? You're just going to repeat. You're just going to you're just going to repeat yourself. You know, a lot of brothers and sisters do that. They fall off, and in their mind, they're like, I didn't really fall off. But the scriptures tell us, woe be him that put his hand to his plow and looked back and turned back. Right? The Most High says he has no pleasure in the soul that it looks back. The Most High don't deal with that. You 1 minute doing the work of the Most High, and then the next minute you're like, well, the Most High is not that important. The ministry, the giving, the doing, the work, that's not important no more. Well, that's literally the definition of you turning back. So her question is, well, how does she come back 10 times more? Well, why did you leave? Go to 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let's understand this. Because, you know, I'm going to deal with the actual problem and put that in your face so you won't do the same thing over and over, because you'll come back. It's two things in here. How could I come back to the truth? And how could I come back to my husband? Right? That's the proper way to put it. Because we're going to go into that. How do you come back to the truth? Because you can't get back to your husband if you're not going to come back to the truth. Right? So read that, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
Let no man deceive you
Right.
by any means.
Right.
For that day shall not come.
Go ahead.
Except there come.
Except that day will not come what?
Except.
Meaning what? A lot of times Satan gets the advantage because you didn't listen to Satan. The deception was there. Satan whispered in your ear, and you what? You took heed to that. Right? It said it won't be a falling away. You won't fall off except what?
There come a falling away.
Right?
First.
So read it from the top. Read it again.
Let no man deceive you.
So let no man deceive you. So the deception came in some way. Satan some way came in and deceived you. That's why brothers and sisters turn back. They start out right. Right? They're vigorous. Barakatah Yahweh. And then next you know, they turn back. But why? You got deceived. Right? Satan got the advantage. Right? So read on.
Let no man deceive you by any means.
Right?
For that day shall not come.
How?
Except there come a falling away first.
See? So deception came, and then by you being deceived, you fell away. This is what the Most High is saying. Why did you fall away, sis? You can't, there can't be no real amending, real fixing. If you just say, you know what, man, I need to come back. But why did you leave? Because all those games and tricks that Satan used on you, he's going to come back and use them again. Right? That's like you going into a battle and a fight and constantly getting hit with the right. You know how cats be like, do that, and then pow, right? But he done did it 3 or 4 times and you still falling for it. And that's the problem. Brothers and sisters fall for it. Then when they do come back, they be gone again. It's like you toss to and fro. You here, then you're gone. You here, you're gone. You're in the ministry. You're doing good works. You're doing the charity like Christ said and doing good works. But then you what? You go right back in the world. Right? Go ahead.
And that man of sin be revealed.
Right, and that man of sin. The man of sin is being revealed through who? Who is the man of sin being revealed through? Y'all with me? Who is the man of sin being revealed through?
The wicked.
The wicked, right? That's why they do what? They fall away. Because Satan now is working through them because all they did is adhere to what Satan said. So why does a person fall away? You're like, well, it could be many things, right? It could be many things that they fall away. But let's talk about it. So go from there. Go to 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4.
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God.
Right? So how does Satan get the advantage? How? Read it again so it can just get in their brain. Go ahead.
Who opposeth and exalted himself above all.
Wait. How does Satan get the advantage?
Opposeth and exalted himself above all.
So if Satan is revealed in you as that person that falls away, and Satan is working through you, right? And there's a falling away. What happened? What happened to you? You did what? You opposed the truth. You denied the truth. Huh?
You put something before the truth.
You put something before the truth.
You lost your first love.
You lost your first love. So you oppose the truth. Right? There be sisters and brothers that get the counsel, and I don't want to hear that I'm wrong. They oppose the truth. So they got to learn the hard way. They start losing things. Things start going downhill. The Most High punished them. But a lot of times, a lot of people don't even see that punishment. Right? The Most High said they walk on in darkness. They know not where they stumble. So let's be clear. We see it, but in their mind, they're like, I'm not getting punished. I'm good. I got bread. I got my wife. I got my kids. But they don't see their spirit. That the Most High is not looking at bread, wife, and kids. He's looking at your spirit and what you're doing. The fornication, the adultery, the idolatry. He's looking at those things. Most High never said those were an equation to be righteous. For bread, like he never said that. Yeah, that shows you in the spirit. Because you got bread, you got a car, you got a house. He never said that. Y'all see this? So what happens is a lot of these brothers and sisters that fall off, and I'm speaking to the sister in her question, you got to know where you oppose the truth. What happened at that point to where you were like, you know what, I'm good. Well, what happened in your mind for you to say, 1 minute, you 10, 15 years, 20 years of believing in the knowledge, and then you're like, you know what, I'm good. You see? I'm not going to accept the charity, the love, the respect, everything that brothers and sisters gave to me, or the Most High rather gave to me. The grace, I don't respect that. So you oppose that, right? Go ahead.
Or that is worship.
Right. Or you oppose who?
The Most High.
You oppose the Father. You're like, I'm good with that. I don't need the Most High right now. Right? So, I wanted to answer this question to show her, like, yeah, you're ready in your mind to say, man, I know what I need to be doing to get back to righteousness, because what I'm doing now is not right. Well, then, where did you go off at? Where did it start at? What moment from the time it started to the time you said, I'm going to turn back, did that spirit of opposition of the Father come in you to where you didn't want to worship him anymore? Go ahead.
So that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God.
And we know this is talking about that ultimate demon, right? It's talking about these, not the spiritual demon, Satan. We're talking about you move on the level of his a physical counterpart. You move like the white man, right?
God.
Which is what? He opposes everything that has to do with the Father. Right? And that's what moves in you. You start talking that, oh, I ain't hearing the Bible. Right? I don't want to hear that. Well, that's wrong. But yeah, calm, but I'm going to do me. That's just like the devil.
Starting with that same pride.
Right.
Just like the devil or his physical counterpart,
Yeah.
which is Esau. How does Esau do? They don't need the Bible. They don't need the word of Most High. They think they know everything. They can figure things out on their own. But that's how some of us move.
Yeah. Go from there. Go to 2 Corinthians 2:11. So as it was in your mind to go astray, how are you going to seek him 10 times more when you don't even really bear witness that you did anything wrong? Right? That now you see why when people come back, they flip-flop. It's a continual flip-flopping. Because they don't think they've done anything wrong. They don't acknowledge that they turned back. And that's a sickness, that's a disease, a spiritual disease. Read that. 2 Corinthians 2:11.
2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11.
Go ahead.
Lest Satan should get an advantage of us.
If you don't know why, then what is Satan going to do again? If you don't know what you did wrong, right? If you don't know his devices, Satan always gets the advantage again. Once again, it's like you go in the battle, you go in the fight, and you're constantly getting hit with the right. Like, damn, you ain't learned? But no, because, right, you getting hit upside your head make you damn slow. So you just taking it in the head. Mary had a little lamb. You don't see that right coming? No, I don't see. Well, yeah. Say that again?
How does leaving your husband the same as leaving the truth?
Because the law says, huh?
Because if they divorce, then she's still in the truth somewhere.
I'm sorry, sis. You gotta yell at me. I'm sorry. I can't hear you.
Because what if they just like divorce? What if you just divorce her, but you're still in the truth?
Right. Well, there are situations that comes down to that, right? But her situation is not that. Her situation is, you know what? I let the spirit of pride get on me, and I didn't want to deal with my husband the correct way, so I'm going to not only turn my back on him, I'm going to turn my back on the truth. So her situation isn't that. All right? There can be situations like that, but once again, for what? We can talk about what will bring you to that level, right? The point is this. Her question is, she's trying to get back, but you can't come back if you don't know what you did wrong, right? If you don't know when it started. And that's all of us. Brothers and sisters be tapping in and doing negativity and turning from the Most High, and they don't even know what they did wrong. They act like it's nothing. It's a game to a lot of people to keep touching the fire, the negativity, right? So how do we armor her up the proper way? Well, we make her do like David said, acknowledge my sins through the scriptures. So what I'm doing is I'm giving her the scriptures so she can really think and know how to acknowledge what she did wrong, where it started, where Satan took the advantage. And then when Satan comes back with that right, she be able to block because she know I already been down that road. I know what you finna throw at me. You see that? And that's all of us. See, we're in a battle, and a lot of brothers and sisters don't look at it as a battle. This is church. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. You know what I mean? I can come and go when I want, which is true. But are you going to abide in your calling, what the Most High called you for? And what he told you to do? See, that's what's not a game, right? So, read that again. 2 Corinthians 2:11.
God. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us.
That's what we're trying to prevent. because the sister got the right attitude. I want to get back because I know what I'm doing ain't it, right? Well, Satan is going to get the advantage when you come back if you don't see where you fell away at, right? Read on.
For we are not ignorant of his devices.
So what device did he use on you? Brothers, you got a spirit of pornography? Well, what devices is Satan using on you? See, it always comes back down to that. You got Satan is dealing with hitting your anger, right? Well, what is he using? We talked to the sister, and she's like, well, what is it why you disrespect your husband? Because what he did in the past. What's her diagnosis? First you ask her, sis, is he doing that now? No, he's not. It's what he did in the past. So what is her diagnosis? Grudging. What is it? What is the solution? Forgiving. Looking through the goggles of the scriptures and saying, wait a minute. He's not doing that no more. Why do I still have a grudge on me? You see? You got to have a solution. Brothers and sisters just blindly get in this battle and don't understand how to fix things. Because the Bible is not the solution, right? They're not the doctors, but we are. That's what we're here to do, to show her, like, you can't be ignorant of Satan's devices. What did he use on you? Was it pride? Was it doubt? Was it jealousy? What did he use on you to where you're saying, scrap that, I don't care about the scriptures no more? Y'all see this? All right, go from there. Go to 2 Corinthians 11 and 3.
God.
2 Corinthians 11 and 3. Read that.
2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. But I fear.
That's the point of this. When I read the question, I'm like, man, this is a good question. But I what?
But I fear.
But I fear what?
Least by any means.
See, I fear because I'm looking at you, I'm seeing what you're saying, but go ahead.
As the serpent beguiled Eve.
See, but this is the problem when it comes to, in this case, it's a woman, right? It's a sister. Well, just like he beguiled Eve, your foremother, right? Go ahead.
Through his subtlety.
See, what subtlety did he use on you to where you're saying, you know what? Nah, I'm good. Or you did that. You turned back. You see that? And he was subtle. And you weren't aware of his devices. You weren't aware of what he was using against you. So what did you do? You listened. You hear, you talked, you listened. And then you did get counsel, but Satan's voice was louder. Right? His wisdom was louder, right? Go ahead.
So your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity.
See, you were corrupted. That's what his devices were doing to you. Where were you corrupted at? See, you see how to start asking the real questions? That's like when you go to the doctor, they said, have you ever had this? Have you ever dealt with this? Like, brothers and sisters don't know how to do this with the Bible. So their battles are constantly being lost because you're immature. You're not understanding. This is it. Why are you constantly fornicating? Because you're not using this. Why are you constantly committing adultery? Because you're not using this. Why you constantly got anger? Because you're not using this. That's just it. So sister, if you're talking about coming back, why'd you leave? What is it? Bear witness to that. That's what the Most High said. Confess your faults. Know what you're doing and why you did it. Then when you come back, you can give 10 times more. Right? Because Satan he's a monster. Satan don't stop. Right? You over there, you're desiring the will of the Father. You're like, man, what I'm doing right now, it ain't it. And your mind is getting in the right place. But he's like, man, what other way am I going to come and get this sister to fall again? To keep falling. To keep making the same dumb mistakes. Go ahead.
So your mind should be corrupted.
See, that's his job. To do what? Corrupt you again. To ultimately do what? He's corrupting you and then he's snitching on you. Right? He's like, he'll corrupt you. Like, yeah, you know what? You don't need him. He's not your real husband. Where's the ring at? Where's this? And then he go to the Most High and be like, see, look at her. See what she doing? It's like, damn, oh. But you're ignorant of what Satan does. Because it's not Satan whispering in your ear. You think that's you. You think that's you. You're like, well, that's not Satan. I don't hear. Satan doesn't announce himself. Of course he doesn't. Right? You want him to be an angel with wings and with 7 heads and 10 horns and then announce himself. No, it's the demons that are adverse, contrary to the will of the Father. And yes, it does sound like you. And it does, but how do you know it's all? Because it veers from the word of the Most High. But you don't know that. You don't know that because why? You're like, I don't know that. I'm oblivious to that. That's that. All I know is I'm talking to me and I know what I want. That's not the Father, right? Go ahead.
From the simplicity.
From the what?
The simplicity.
Yeah. What is the simplicity in Christ? Christ died on the cross. He shed his blood for you. That gives you grace. That should have been the simple thing to root you, to hold you down, and say, wait, I owe Yahweh Shai. That's the simplest thing. It's not complicated. Christ died on the cross, hit for you, and shed his blood for you to be here and to get the word of the Most High. You don't need a breakdown. You don't need the Revelations breakdown. You don't need none of that. All you needed to know that, but you didn't do that. You didn't resort back to that. Go ahead.
That is in Hamashiach.
That is in Christ. Y'all see this? And go from there. Go to 1 Peter 5 and 8, and he don't stop. He doesn't stop. Go to 1 Peter 5 and 8.
1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8.
Go ahead.
Be sober.
Right?
Be vigilant.
So, in returning to the Most High, we cannot be naive anymore. You brothers and sisters got to grow up. You cannot be tossed to and fro like little children anymore. You know, you're not a kid. And I'm talking to the sister, you're not a kid no more. You're a grown-ass woman. When the Most High going to be done with you? And say, you know what, I gave you almost 50 years of your life. And you played games with all of it. See? So you have to know that the Most High is requiring you to be aware now. To be conscious of what you're doing. Be what?
Be sober.
You got to be aware now. Like we went over last night with the brother, right? You see, it's universal, right? It ain't only the bishop, it's the woman too. It's not only the woman, it's the brother too, right? That it's time for you to be conscious of what you're doing and stop acting like you're not accountable for what you're doing. Because the Most High knows. I don't know what's happening with me. I slipped and fell. Brother, you're accountable for what you're doing. You're accountable for what you know. It'd been better if you had not known. Huh? Whenever you know. Whenever that brother walked up to you, whether it was a cable show, I don't care what it was, you should have just said, you remember the guy that did that the other day? Oh, no, don't pull no Bible. Remember when he did that to y'all at the street speaking? That's what you should have done. He got it right. Because he that knoweth shall be beaten with many stripes. Not saying that he ain't going to be beaten. He's still going to be beaten. But he that knoweth, you're that much more accountable. So it can be no more, oh, I slipped and fell. It was a mistake. You got to be aware. Go ahead.
Be sober.
Right?
Be vigilant.
And that's the problem. You're not hiding in awareness. You're not conscious of what is going on. And how long is that going to go on, huh? How long is that going to go on? You're going to blame it on that. Well, I didn't know. You're not a child. Go ahead.
Because your adversary, the devil,
Right?
as a roaring lion,
Right?
walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Okay, so let's get back to what we're trying to show the sister. If you're not conscious and you're not aware of where you went off at, then Satan is making his rounds. He's going to come right back around. And he's going to do it all over again, right? He's going to hit you with the same thing again, right? Whatever demon it was, whatever you adhered to, he's going to come right back with it. And if that's not out of you, what are you going to do? You're going to fall to his devices again. The same game. Y'all get this? So this is why we got to grow up. It says, be ye, give me that one real quick before we go to the what I am for. Children in malice and men. It's in Corinthians as well. Go there real quick. It is go to 1 Corinthians 14 and 20.
God.
This is very important, man. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 14 and verse 20. Brethren, be not children in understanding.
See? You can't play that no more. When you were new. How long you've known the word? How long you've known the word? So he says what?
Brethren, be not children in understanding.
Go ahead.
Howbeit, in malice, be ye children.
In wickedness, you're supposed to be children. You're naive in the wrong thing, man. You're slow when it comes to the wrong thing. That's why you have to change the outlook. The Most High says, my people, they wise to do evil, but to do good, they know not. You got to change it. You got to be men, women in understanding, and when it comes to wickedness, that's when you got to be stupid. What's up? You want some of this blunt? What's a blunt? I don't want that. Right? That's when you need to be smart. Right? Or slow, or rather slow when it comes to wickedness, right? Go from there. Jump back. Finish up 1 Peter's.
Verse 9.
Go ahead.
Whom resist and fast.
No. Read 8 again. Go ahead.
Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Go ahead.
Whom resist?
See? Who resisted. So it's not going to stop. But are you armored up? Are you armored up this time? Or are you going to play games all the way to the nukes drop? Till Yahweh-Shai's fire consumes the wicked. Like, you have to stop and start seeing what you're doing in the spirit, man. And seeing that the same mistakes over and over again is not acceptable. Yahweh-Shai said it. When it says a just man falls 7 times, it doesn't mean to the same thing, y'all. I hope y'all stop. Well, a just man falls 7 times. Not to the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't think that way.
A lot of people do. When it says forgive thy brother 70 times 7, not for the same thing. You smack me once, right? You're supposed to know, don't do it twice. It can't happen, right? I can't just sit around and let you smack me and be like, well, I forgive you, brother. You know what you're doing, huh? You're smacking me, right? See, don't be naive. Oh, the Most High says a just man is going to fall. To learning, the learning curve, the process of things. Right? How many times you slip and fall into adultery? Right. Man, I slipped and fell. I could just, you know how it is. The just man. It doesn't. You see how ridiculous that is? It doesn't work like that.
That's meticulous planning.
That what?
That's meticulous planning.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. That's presumptuous sin.
Premeditated.
Right? Unless you raping these women, which is wrong. Adultery is premeditated. Fornication is premeditated. You get the number, you talk to them, and your agenda is to do what? Have sex with them. Right? See, so stop playing games. Read on. He said, who what?
Whom resist steadfast in the faith.
So Satan doesn't stop. Satan is never stopping. This is his kingdom. When Christ come back, it said the last thing he's going to put under him is death. And what brings death? Sin. Right? Until then is when we are going to be beyond reproach and beyond sin. Because it's going to be in us. Righteousness is going to be in our inward parts. So he's not stopping. So why are you walking around naive? Like you got it. No, what you're doing is you're being a child when it comes to righteousness. You're supposed to be men and women of understanding. Go ahead, read.
Knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished.
Okay, so I wanted to bring her there to remind her. It says the only way you can come back is properly understanding what you did wrong. Understanding where you went off. Now, I asked it earlier. You would say, well, this person left because of her lust, right? James 1:13, right? Yeah, she left. It was drawn away by her own lust. But what lust? Let's get down to this. Because there's many reasons. Okay, but the Bible touches on those two. You're like, well, yeah, there's many reasons I could have left. No, you got to narrow it down. Narrow this down. What is it that and why you left? Don't be ignorant of Satan's devices. Go ahead.
James chapter 1 verse 13.
Go ahead.
Let no man say, when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High.
So we know that is Satan's job. He tempts you. He draws you out. He tells you the things you like. And guess what? You're drawn to that. What were you drawn to? Right? Was it a plan? And was that the plan all along? To take advantage? To receive? To get the blessings? To take up the time? And then to what? Manipulate that and leave? Because some people come for that too. Right? To take advantage. To take advantage of the brotherhood, the sisterhood. To take advantage of the grace. Was it that? Right? Read.
For the Most High cannot be tempted with evil.
Right? So the Most High is not doing this. And once again, Satan is not doing it. Satan, all he does is present it and you accept it. It all comes down to you. What you like, right? You choose it. Go ahead.
Neither tempted he any man.
Right?
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away,
right,
of his own lust.
Read.
And enticed.
Right. You were enticed by something. What enticed you? Right? What enticed the sister to back out from her marriage? For her to say, the Most High said a woman could not divorce her husband. Right? You knew that. But what enticed you to believe that it's okay? You knew what you was doing when you laid with him. Right? That's why I always ask the dumbest question. I know. Did he rape you, sis? No, he didn't rape me. Okay then. Well, you know what you was doing. Don't act like you're slow. Right? Well, we got wine, but you knew you got wine. Did you go to the store with him and got wine? Yeah, you knew that. Right? We got wine and yeah, you guys were having fun and guess what? That's what you wanted to do. What?
Oh, I was going to say that it's that option theory. Right? You play with that thought in your head that, oh, I have the option, right, for something better. I have the option to leave. I have the whatever I can do, I can maneuver whatever that option that I get, I can maneuver to that option.
Exercise.
That's deep. That is real deep, huh?
They call that the illusion of options.
The illusion of options. And we know as Hebrew Israelites, how many options we got?
One.
We only got one,
God.
right? Everybody else got two.
God.
When he said, choose ye this day life or death, I mean, let's put it in that terms.
Right.
If I said, choose life or death, what you automatically going to say?
Life.
Who wants to die, right? You see, it's no option, right? And that's the problem that, I like how y'all broke that down. You're playing and making it seem like there's other options, right? Which is your prerogative, though, by the way.
Right.
It's you can play games with yourself. I'm a grown person, I can do what I want. Option theory, right? Yeah, I can. Nobody can control me. You're right. Nobody is supposed to control you, but what? The Father. See, you're only supposed to have one option, right? So go ahead.
Verse 15. Then when lust hath conceived,
Right?
and bringeth forth
So
sin.
when your desires, remember, we're trying to show her what desire now. Satan did something, right? So snap out of it. What did he do? Well, I don't know. What did he use for you? What did conceive in you? He conceived in you, right? To conceive something, we know a child takes what? It takes 9 months, 10 months, the Bible says, right? So that in you, what was being born in you? What was marinating in you? Right? This is how warriors deal with their issues. We don't just blindly go at it. We know, oh no, I played with this demon and that's what happened. I was meditating on it. I was thinking about it. I had I've been a kid before. You've been a kid before. Stop acting like you didn't act like you know when you're kids, you act like, huh? Did I tell you to take out the trash? Yeah. You see how long I took? I'm acting like I'm slow. That's why I tell the kids in my house, you're not Kaiser Sose. They don't know who I'm talking about. They don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You're not like, did you hear what I said? Yeah. Like, you're trying to play this retarded game with the Father. Why'd you do it? You do know. You do know why you did it, because you're a grown-ass person. Right? And if you don't know, now you know. Now you know. The gospel is showing us what? You have to understand Satan's devices, and he does what? There's something that's conceived and marinated in you. It's a seed planted in you, and then it bubbles up to a full-grown inception in your mind, and you what? Perform that. You go out and complete it and make it come to pass. Stop acting like we don't know what's happening. You understand? From smoking weed, to popping pills, to fornication, to adultery. All these things are not things you just fall into. Y'all get this? We all bear witness to this because we're all grown up enough to know that, look, nobody's slow in here. Somebody slow in here? Well, they did put me on the yellow bus. Right? And the white man told us we was niggas and spits. I was called nigga. I know I'm light skinned, but I was called nigga by my teacher. And that I was slow. So I know you're like, but you're light, brother. You have the good hair. Nah. They look at us the same way, bro. Right? But the problem is that you want to live in that. You want to let Esau, right, tell you slow, and then you start acting slow. You're not slow at all. You know what the hell you're doing. And that's why we got to be men and women of understanding. So sit back and meditate. Yeah, where the hell did, where was it that this lust conceived and my desire overrid the desire of the Most High? Because that's what it say, except that there be a falling away. The falling away happened because that demon was conceived in you. And then you performed it. Y'all get this? Go ahead.
It bringeth forth sin.
Right, and that sin, it's like a baby. You just snap and you reject everything at that time, right? Go ahead.
And sin, when it is finished,
Right?
bringeth forth death.
And that's where she's at now, right? She's like, what I'm doing right now ain't it. I know this is death. I need to be doing what the Most High called me for. That's why I said it's not a wrong question. It's the right question for somebody that does desire the Most High. Right? So you always hear me say this, and this is book. The worst thing that can happen is not you making the mistake. The worst thing that can happen is that you don't acknowledge what's happening to you when you do make the mistake. When you do go back in the world. And you act like nothing is happening. Right? That's the biggest thing that a person, man, it's hard to come back from nothing's wrong with me. Right? So she's saying, I know there's something wrong. I acknowledge my sins. Well, how do I go about to do it? So my thoughts was like, nah, I'm not just going to go over a man. I could have went over the scriptures about a man coming back, seeking 10 times more. It's got to be a little more strategic. It's more like a ninja, because you're doing this over and then you're making the same mistakes. You're doing it again. You got to stop it. You got to stop and think why these demons are being conceived in you, so you can make sure the next time you're aware of what Satan's doing. Y'all see that? James, right? So, what are some options? What are some options when that lust is conceived in you? Right? Because there's reasons why you went off. Let's go to the reasons. Let's go to the simplified biblical reasons, right? Paul said the foolishness of preaching, because it's so basic. Well, why do people fall off? Let's go there. Go to Matthew 13. 13 and 19. Well, why? I don't know why I fell off. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the simplest reasons why people fall off, and then you can come back and say, well, which one it is, right? Matthew 13 and 19.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 19.
Go ahead.
When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom.
Right? This is all of us. Right? In Hebrews it said you tasted of the kingdom, the word of life, the glory and the riches and the power of the Most High. Right? Go ahead.
And understandeth it not.
So, what is one of the first reasons why people get drawn away? Why is it easy for Satan to use his devices on you? Because you just don't understand. Understand what? Understand the will of the Father. You don't understand the scriptures, right? You're just going through the motions. You really don't know what's going on. You think what? This is church. I'm going to come in. I'm going to hear a few scriptures. I'm in class, but I'm going to go back. And my mind doesn't change. That's why Nicodemus, right? Yahushua told Nicodemus what? Except ye be born again. Why? And in his mind, that's not possible. How could one go back into the... He's like, no, you got to be born of the Spirit. And I keep saying it. You could sit here, you could recite, you could have scriptures, you could put on the garment, but if the Spirit's not in you, you don't really understand what you're dealing with. This is just what? Church again. Who? Was there a hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. What you just mentioned it, about, it's it's the conversation that they've basically allowed themselves to think that their conversation is not bad, right? That the conversation they have with Satan, that they think they have it with themselves, they think that it's not bad. I'm gonna say me, right? If I, right, not examining myself, right, if I think everything is fine, right, daisies and daffodils, right, and I'm having a conversation with myself, and I'm thinking, the way I'm thinking is good. I don't open the Bible, I don't listen to a Bible scripture, I don't listen to class, I don't take what you're saying, right, as though it's for me, and I'm like, he's talking to somebody else. Right? If I do it, because I've done that. I went to church, I've done that. Right? Like, who was he talking to? Right? And I'm thinking, it is not for me, I can't use it later.
He must be going over this with somebody else.
Yeah, he's going over this with somebody else.
Oh, that's the sister's question.
Right. When your mind is not engaged, it's like, okay, I can use this for a sister later. I can use this for myself, for my daughter later. I can use this for myself. In a perspective of, I'm being a man, how can I think like this also? If you're having the conversation that doesn't engage in that way, that's when you're leading yourself to entertaining, and you don't know how you got there because you think nothing was for you.
Bro, it's a manipulative game that you're playing the wrong game. Right? And I'm glad you brought that out because, like, the point of us, if I wanted to go over this with the sister and be like, listen, sis, I could have done that. But the reason why I knew this had to be a class topic is because we got another sister in the same situation. Her husband was like, nah, we're going to be separate for a year. Why? Because same mentality. I'm 20-something years old. I like to play games. I think you're going to be there, so I'm going to keep playing these little high school games and no consequences, not understanding that the Most High is trying to show you things with the little correction. And brothers and sisters that make these mistakes and constantly keep making the same mistakes don't realize that it's because you're constantly letting Satan get the advantage. When is it going to be that you're just a child of the devil? Right? It says it. He that sinneth is of the devil. Right? And a child of Satan. So when is it going to be, bro, you're just a child of Satan? You know what I mean? And you keep hyping yourself and like, well, I'm trying to get it right. Then do the will of the Father. Why you won't do the will of the Father? You see? Because I'm weak. You're weak how? Could you pick that up for me? Well, why? You're making something overcomplicated. Right? That's what we do. We want to overcomplicate it. Why are you telling me to pick it up? Is something wrong with it? What?
So what you're saying is it's our ability to follow instructions when it's given. It's our ability to allow ourselves to be admonished.
That's why it says, follow the commandments. Well, won't you just follow the commandment? But brothers and sisters don't want to do that. They bring up the Sabbath, but you act like the devil. You're using the Sabbath as a disguise to make yourself right. But the things you're doing is of Satan. It don't work like that. I mean, you're doing like the churches. As long as I go to church on Sunday, I got my fringes, I'm pure. No, you're just like Sister Mary in the church. Right? No different. So,
Worse, actually.
Actually worse. I stand corrected. Worse. Because you know the truth. Right? The true. And you still gonna go do those things that defame and make the Most High and basically put Christ's blood to an open shame. It says you do despite unto the grace. It's crazy, man. Go ahead, where you at?
Matthew chapter 13 and verse 19. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not.
Right. So let's get the diagnosis. Was it because you didn't understand what the will of the Father was? You didn't understand what you were dealing with? You didn't understand that you were called? You didn't understand that this was a spiritual battle? You never got that class. Or you did get the class, but the 1,000 classes, you weren't listening. Right? You what?
Put the word behind you.
You put the word behind you. You're like, once again, church, yeah. Oh man, that gave me something to think about. Here in class, and then after you leave out, you what? You back on your craziness. Like, it ain't about class, it's about what you do after class with the word of the Most High. So is that the case? Because I heard it when I went over. It could be many reasons a person falls off. Yeah, so what was it? Because he gives us the list of these reasons. And these are the most substantial ones that lead into everything else. Right? When a person don't understand, there's no faith, there's no love, you see how this can lead into all the other excuses or reasons. So a lot of brothers and sisters come in and you don't really know what you're dealing with. You what? You want to play the game again. You know what I mean? Hey, Slum, huh? Hey, Slum. Hey, y'all, what's your... All right, yeah, but in your heart, it's just Satan. It's spirits. It's better yet, Christ said what? You clean the outside of the cup, but inward, you're full of dead bones. Right? Go ahead, read on.
Then cometh the wicked one.
Right?
And catcheth away that which was sown in his heart.
Because it really wasn't deeply rooted in you. It was easy for Satan to come in and for somebody to deter you with some stupid foolishness, with something easy to persuade you to go left, because you were never rooted. You never truly understood how much Christ gave up for you. So you didn't inquire, you didn't search, right? Remember, like the scripture says, they searched the scriptures, right? In Acts. Yeah, but the problem is that a lot of brothers and sisters this ain't the bread, right? So it's easy for Satan to take it from you, to snatch it from your heart. Go ahead.
This is he which receives seed by the wayside.
Right, go to Proverbs 18:2. Or was it this? Or was it just this? Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
A fool have no delight in understanding.
How about it's just you're a fool? How about you don't know what you got until it's taken? Maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just you're a plain out fool and you don't know what and blessings the Most High has given you from word to all the things in your life. So you what? It said it. It says, Satan come and take it away what is sown in your heart. Because you're just stupid. It could be that. But you better sit back and think about it. Because luckily, it's, even the sister that's asking this question, it's a time of mercy. It could be worse. Right? You could be in an accident. You could be in a wheelchair. Right? I'm going to tell y'all again, for y'all don't understand. We had a sister that died in the camp. Right? I remember when those two first got together, the brother and his wife. Sister was like, we told them to hold off on marriage, and they what? They jumped into it. They got married, man. It was only a few years out. She's dead. She died because we told them to make sure she take care of her diet. She had this real strong diabetes. And this sister was young. We know the sister Semakai, she was older. She was up there in age. No, this sister was maybe in her 25. She wasn't even 30. You see? So stupid is not an excuse either. Right? Stupid is not an excuse either. Right? When you stop your ears, that's not an excuse. The other brother died. Zion was telling me the other day. Remember, y'all know about these. He was on the streets. He knew better. He was in class. And he was what? Selling weed. Drunk on the drunk of the corners of Rochester. And he was told, that's not the way. Come through. You need a ride. And I told Zion, I said, listen, in the end, you did what's right. You were there for the brother. You told him. You got him. Same thing we always do. Hey, if you need a ride to class, we'll pick you up. He said they showed up at his house one day to pick him up. He didn't come out. I'm like, you can't. What could you do then?
Can't force it.
You can't. Brother, get out. You come to class, Right?
We could.
What I was showing Zion, because when somebody dies, you're like, man, damn, what else could I have done? I said, look at what you did. You did the real thing, the right thing. You didn't just call him. You were like, bro, we got you. Let's go. He didn't want it. Died. He got shot in the stomach. Died. See, the other sister almost went to prison because she chopped somebody in the damn head. She chopped this brother in the head with an axe because she's jumping around from camp to camp and laying with men in different camps. And when we cut them off, she jumped from another man and went to another camp and chopped him in the damn, the neck? In the neck. And he dropped the charges. Oh yeah, but you know why? Because people think the truth is a game. Though it's the same thing as church. So, read it again.
Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
A fool have no delight in understanding, but that his heart may discover itself.
See, are you that fool that is constantly what? I just need to know myself. Right? You're a fool trying to find you when the Most High already showed you, brother. He already showed you. You're the 12 tribes. You're the chosen. Right? He didn't make this overcomplicated. But it got to be something deeper, It's nothing deeper. We love crack, dope, rap music. You love money because the white man told you that was what your God needs to be. It's not overcomplicated. And you what? You choose these things. So it's on us. So this is one reason, right? This is one reason you can say we know people fall off. Christ told us to our face. It could be that a person don't understand what they're dealing with. Or it could be that a person don't care to understand as the precept that's added, right? Go back to Matthew 13 and 20. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 13 verse 20.
Go ahead.
But he that received the seed into stony places,
right?
The same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it.
And none with joy receiveth it. I love those. You know what I mean? Those are the ones, man, come around with the fake happiness. Man, what's up with you? Oh, man. Whoo! Whoo! Yahweh Shai is great, Okay, he is great. Go ahead.
Yet hath he not root in himself.
Yeah, but it's all cap. Your rap name is Capadonna. Right? Because you're doing it for show. It's all cap. You know what I mean? Or you're doing it to man please. You love being around the camaraderie is good, but it's not just about the camaraderie. The brotherhood is deeply rooted. It ain't fake. It don't supposed to be fake like I'm good when good times are there, but when bad times come, I'm out. That's not a true friend. That's not a true brother. So a lot of people come with the fake what? Hype. That's what that is. And the none with joy is fake hype. Right? But what?
Yet hath he not root in himself.
But this individual is really hasn't let the word take root. Right? We go through this all the time. Man, that conversation I had with the brother that was deep. Man, that brother, man, he's gonna be around. Nope. He's gone. Why? Because he didn't want to let go of certain things. And you know what? He was new. He's not going to talk to you about it because he don't know you. See, everybody got to go through this. There's no escape of this. The beautiful thing is the Most High made us aware. We don't need a crystal ball. We got the Bible. We don't need, man, if I knew the future, if you knew the future, what would you do? Because, hey, you want me to sit down and tell you the future according to the Bible? I can show you the future. You keep going down that road, you're going to end up dead like the other fool. You keep going down that road, you're going to end up losing your rib. You keep going down that road, bro, all that money you're gaining, that's going to defile you. That's what the Bible says. No crystal ball, right? No what? We got to get a cell phone and go back into the past and jump through the time warp. We don't got to do that. Yeah, you always want to be in a Marvel movie. We don't got to jump back in time, brother.
If I could go back in time.
Yeah, if I could go, I'll go back and change it. Really? Because literally the Most High is giving you the option every time to change it, and you what? You still don't change it. So that's BS. That's BS. I'm going to go back and fix it. No, you're not going to fix it, You don't want to fix it. You're going to go make it worse. You're going to mess up the whole timeline. Right? It says, yet have not root in himself. So, sister, is it because you did things and you were around, but you really weren't rooted and connected to the source of why you were doing it? Why are you here? Once again, I love you. You're my people. But you got to be here for Christ. I can't be here for you. You can't be here for me. I'll die tomorrow. You'll die tomorrow. Right? Somebody will give up tomorrow. We're together as a nation because we know the kingdom is going to be not just us as individuals, it's going to be all of us. But this fight is an individual fight that we all got to fight to get to the kingdom. Right? Okay, read on.
But dureth for a while.
Did they what?
Dureth for a while.
Yeah, you'll see them for a while. 6 months, 7 months, year, 2. Read.
For when tribulation or persecution ariseth.
Because now, what the tribulation does to humans? What does tribulation do to humans? What?
It breaks them.
Or rather, it reveals them. It reveals all of us. When you go through something in your life, it reveals where you stand on things, right? In friendship, in marriage, in brotherhood. And most of all, the Most High uses that to show where you stand with Him. And you'll go through a little tribulation. Well, I lost my job. You know what I mean? Y'all just don't get it. Like, I didn't get you to lose your job, bro. No, but y'all just don't understand. I lost my rib. Y'all just don't. You got your rib out. Why can't I get my rib? I've heard that. Like he messed it up with his rib. Now he wants to do nothing but chase her and not do the will of the Father. Right? You messed it up. And then we're telling you, keep your eye on the prize, the Most High. No, I got to chase her now. Now you're occupied in chasing her. Because you don't know how to deal with tribulation. You didn't listen to what? The 1,000 times we went over what? When you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. You thought that Kazakia, it was Kazakia 1:1? Kazakia, the 2nd chapter, all the way down? I didn't write that. Yahweh wrote that to remind us what individual what you're gonna go through as an individual. So tribulation happens, and what do these individuals do? They reveal themselves. So my question is to the sister that asked the question, which one of these did Satan use against you? Did he play with your understanding? Huh? Did he put you through something that you didn't want to go through for him and say, you know what? I love the Most High. I'll go through the battle, the war for him. Was it that? Right? It could be that. I don't know, but you better tell yourself. You better check yourself. That way, as in returning, you can seek him 10 times more. Go ahead.
Or persecution arising.
Right, or persecution. You got that. Family persecute you. Matthew 10 says what? The mother, the father, the family.
God.
Right?
God.
Huh? My family told me, yeah, you just look sad as hell. Now they what? Brain messing with your brain. Yeah, man, you gotta go. You just look at you, man. You letting yourself go. Right? You fell off. Right? And now they done manipulated you. Right? What?
I remember one time my mom told me I look homeless. She was like, you look homeless. You look like you just like.
Yeah, your mom's a thug though.
But
This mom's a thug. She don't play. When she go at you, bruh. You told me the things you told me she said to you. I'm like, your mom, boy. Yeah, she not playing. But what is that to do, huh? She don't understand that. Damn, black woman. Are you trying to discourage me as a black man? I'm your son.
Right.
Why would you try to break me? Right? What? Yeah, it's wild, but the Bible already told us these things was going to happen. So if you don't know Satan's devices and what weakness is in you, you're just going to come in and be drawn away by your own lust again. And you're going to fall again to the things that you fell for. You're going to be, again, breaking the commandments, not keeping the laws of the Most High, not doing the will of the Father. You see? Because you in the club on the Sabbath, you ain't keeping the will of the Father. Stop it. You in the hookah bar, you drunk all the time, you ain't keeping the Most High said you weren't supposed to be a drunkard. That's against the laws of the Father. Don't try to act like, well, it's lawful to drink. Not be a drunk, though. Stop playing with the Father. See? Go ahead.
Because of the world.
Because of the... Where you at?
Sorry. Verse 21, last precept.
Persecution arises because of the what?
Of the word.
Of the what?
Of the word.
Yeah. Your family knows how to pull your strings and ridicule you and show you how when you hanging around with those prophets, those peoples, those believers is garbage. And you're garbage. They know how to. Read.
By and by.
You what?
By and by.
And then you end up in the by and by. You end up in the by and by, and then what?
He is offended.
And then you get what?
Offended.
Oh, why? Because for the word's sake.
right.
So really, you're what? You're a traitor. You're a traitor. You're not a real brother or sister. Right? Because you should have known. You're like, but that's harsh. Okay. What did Judas do?
Betrayed.
Betray him. What did Judas do? He betrayed him. So let's stop playing. You turn your back on him because you don't want to go through the things that offend. Right? Go to Psalms 36:3.
God.
Read that.
Psalms chapter 36, verse 3.
Go ahead.
I will fetch my...
Psalms 36 and 3.
Psalms chapter 36, verse 3.
Go ahead.
The words of his mouth are iniquity
Right?
and deceit.
See? Was it the iniquity and deceit that was in you? Go ahead.
He had left off to be wise.
He have left, you leave off because what's in you is iniquity. You leave off to be wise. Go ahead.
And to do good.
See? Was it because what was in you? Was it iniquity and lies? Was it falsehood? What you come for? You came for a man? That's what it was? How many people do that? Come for a man, you come for a woman, but you really don't want to be here. You'll hear me say that if you've been sitting in this class for the last 4 years since, how long have we been here, VA? 5 years now? Come on. How many brothers and sisters come for what? Men or women? They come for the wrong thing. They come in deceit, lies. And your loyalty is going to be what? The Most High knows how to pull your card. And he's going to be like, I'm going to show you're not loyal. You're not loyal to me. You coming for this man. You coming for this woman. Right? Go back. Go back to Matthew 13. Let's go to 22nd. So we're seeing it could be you lack understanding. It can be that when you go through trials and tribulation for the truth, that you what? You're not really loyal. You're not a real ride or die for Yahushua. You're not. Or it could be you move in deceit. It was all lies. Right? And then when that trial reveals you, you find out that, dang, oh, you're fake. You got fake love. You're a fake friend. Right? Okay? All right, what else? What else? See, this is what it means to know Satan's devices. This is what it means. It means this. Not just to go naive at this battle. It's to understand how he moves and what your weakness is. This is what it means. Let a man examine himself whether he be in the faith. You don't have to go there, 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. That's what it means. Let a man examine himself. You got to know your weakness if you're a warrior. So sis, come back. Do what you got to do. But let's do it right. That way when you get in the truth, it's sincere. Right? Give me that one too. Let that word be sincere. Read that, Matthew 13, 22.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 22.
Go ahead.
He also that receiveth seed among the thorns,
right,
is he that heareth the word.
Go ahead.
And the care of this world.
Why we don't see that Yahushua is the greatest, man? This cat already told you. You're like, no, it's not the world. You offended me. No, brother. You want to be occupied in the things of the world. Read that again.
He also that receiveth seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word.
He that doeth what?
Heareth the word.
Go ahead.
And the care of this world.
And the care of this world. So, what is it telling us? This is not rocket science. That's what it's telling us. It's not overcomplicated. You get offended because of the word. You don't know that somebody is going to offend you, a mistake is going to be made, and you what? I'm not doing this Christ thing. He said you was going to get offended. He didn't say abandon ship. He said talk it out, deal with it. He said you was going to get offended by your family, that they were going to cut you off.
He said that.
He didn't say give up. He said that he that loves his family more than me is not worthy of me.
Con. Hebrews 10. Matthew 10.
He says, study to show thyself approved. That way you can understand. Rightly dividing the word of the Most High, right? You see how what he's pointing out is not rocket science? The Most High is showing us why brothers and sisters fell off. So I want to keep posing this question to her. Like, well, which one was it? Which one was it that got you to turn back and say, you know what, scrap that? Because it was one of these things. Was it the cares of this world? And what else?
And the deceitfulness of riches.
You know what? I got to get my degree and I just feel like, something's holding me back. Was it that? Was it the degree? What was it? See? Go ahead.
Choke the word.
They do what?
Choke the word.
They choke the word. They squeeze at the word and it's like, man, I can't do this and do that. I can't do both things. Right? So, you can't serve two masters. It pulls you to the other side. And you can. You can work, you can get your degree. It's just a sacrifice. You can work, get your degree, and still be in the knowledge of the Most High. It's not as hard as you think. But it's what? It's a sacrifice, right? Both ways. When you want to get that degree for the white man and have something under your belt to be successful, and above all, put the work first, it's a sacrifice. But what happens is you don't want to give up the worldly thing, right? You don't want to let that burden be on you of the truth. You'll carry the burden of the world quick, though. You'll carry that burden of the world quick, but the burden of the truth, you're like, nah, this is too much. It's too much.
I ain't trying to do all that.
I'm not trying to do all that.
It don't take that much.
It don't take that much. But think about it. You'll be tired if we would say, let's go to the club, and you'll go to the club.
God, interject.
You'll be interject. You'll be like, damn, I just got off of work, but we better turn up. But when it comes to the truth, it's like, man, y'all schedule though.
Right.
The cares of the world choke the word. Let's not play these games. You put one thing above the other. That's why he said you can't serve two masters. You would hate the one or love the other. And what happens is you turn your back on the truth and you start to what? Hate the truth. Right? Go ahead.
And he becometh unfruitful.
And then what? Then you start slipping back and pulling back. Well, what's up with you? Oh man, I just got a lot going on. Like, okay, that sounds weird. You don't even sound the same. You got a lot going on, brother. What's up with you? Well, you know, is it wrong for me to handle? Whoa, brother. Like, God, that's what I shut down quick. I'm like, oh, no, it's not wrong, You do what you got to do, Do what you have to do, I get it. Because why? You're not going to try to blame me and use me as a tool and an excuse. Well, Kazaki just didn't understand. No, brother, they had nothing to do with me. You are letting these things choke the word and the wisdom out of you. The knowledge out of you. Go ahead.
But he that receiveth seed unto the good ground.
Go ahead.
Is he that heareth the word.
Go ahead.
And understandeth it.
Right. So, actually, we went a little bit on. So it says, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becomes unfruitful. Right. So the care. It says the care of this world. Go to 1 John 2:15. What scripture you got?
The sincere, I was going to ask, was it Philippians 1:10?
Philippians 1:10, is it?
Well, I'm trying to make sure.
Let me see. Yeah, read that. Philippians 1:10.
Philippians chapter 1, verse 10.
Go ahead.
That ye may approve things that are excellent.
Right. See, you were supposed to approve the things that are excellent, right?
God.
In verse 9 it says, "In this I pray that your love may abound yet more." So how does it abound more? How do you keep growing in the love for the Most High? And more in the knowledge and in all judgment, right? And then it comes in 10 verses, it says what?
That ye may approve things that are excellent.
See? How does your love to where these things of the world don't choke the word out of you? You got to continually abound more and more. You got to have a vision for the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, just like you have a vision for this raggedy ass world. You got to have the same thing. You got a vision for your raggedy ass life, right? To pursue these things in this kingdom. Well, you got to have a vision for the Most High. So you can abound more and more in what? Go ahead and read on. That he may be what?
That ye may be sincere.
Read.
And without offense.
Right.
To the day of Christ.
Right. You see that? God. See? Sincerity. It takes sincerity. That's how these things won't choke the wisdom and the word out of you. Yeah.
I was gonna say too, like it's like the promises that the Most High gives us is way more than what the world can ever give you. Like what Esau gonna give you, like a good job, some good money, but even that don't last.
Right.
Like how many times you done saved up money and then went broke, saved up again? It looks like a cycle.
It's a
like,
cycle.
So why would you want to chase the world? It's like chase the Most High, chase Yahweh.
That's why it says the deceitfulness of riches.
Right, and Yahweh gonna give everything unto he's gonna add everything to you. But it's just like, but we striving to be kings and priests.
Are we?
We should be. And
that's only if you believe that.
And most importantly, that everlasting life.
Right.
It's like there's no greater gift than everlasting life. So it's like, why not put all
But you
your...
got to believe all those things you just said. A person that doesn't believe that, they're like, yeah, that sound good.
Yeah.
But I want this everlasting booty. I want this everlasting drink. I want this everlasting chill. I don't want what you're saying, because what you're saying, the Bible came back and said, take my yoke. So Yahweh Shai wants you to put more burden on you. He said, bear my cross. Brothers are like, man, that cross is heavy.
Too much,
yeah, he said it's light, but brothers are like, nah, that's just, I can't bear the cross of Yahweh Shai and then the cross of this job. It just don't. 1 John 2:15, read that.
God. 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world.
See, so was it because your love for the world became more strong? The desire, because remember, we're in that Matthew 13:22. It says the care of this world. Did the love of the world become more strong? The desire of the things of this world become more in your mind more important. Go ahead.
Neither the things that are in the world.
Right. Neither the things that are in the world. Those things, the care for the dainty things of the world, did that become more important? You have to examine yourself and know why you fell off and see, is it one of these things? Go ahead.
If any man love the world,
right,
the love of the Father is not in him.
And that's why you will make the decision to what? Draw back. Because the love of the Father is not in you. You're like, nah, I'm good. Right? I don't need to do what you're saying. That's when they start talking to you thing. Like we wrote the Bible, like you wrote the Bible, like I wrote the Bible. I don't need to do what you're saying. They like void out. They start erasing those scriptures out of their database that they know they heard, that they know they read. But you what? You erase those off. Now you know what Yahweh Shai said, brother. He's simple. He said, stop what you're doing and come follow me. Then you what? You erase that out your mind. You're like, nah, that's not for everybody. He said, nation of kings and priests. Well, and then you constantly looking for an excuse to what? Back out. Right? Go ahead.
For all that is in the world,
read,
the lust of the flesh.
See? So did your lusts, your desires override the will of the Father? And usually, look, the answer is, if you draw back, that's the answer. Yes. It depends. Was it something worldly that you desire more? Right? Than the Father. Go ahead.
And the lust of the eyes.
Right?
And the pride of life.
See, and the pride of life. There's a pride just to be like, you know what, man? I want to backpack across Europe. There's a pride. Like, man, if I commit to what y'all talking about, you said the feast days when? Damn, I scheduled our little getaway then. Like, I can't do the feast day. Like, it's my feast day. Like, I created the feast day. Right? No, man, like, that just, I had a vacay ready for that. That's, you know, that'd be the logic. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's why y'all looking at me with that face. You're like, God, that's how people think. Go ahead.
Is not of the Father.
It's not of the Most High. So once again, this was the sister's question. You know, how do I get back to the truth and to my husband? Your husband, in the truth, wants you to do the will of the Father, because your husband knows that the only way you can be twined one flesh is that ye be joined in one mind and one judgment. That's the answer. But that's not going to happen until you really desire to do the will of the Father and say, you know what? I'm sick and tired of playing these games. I want to serve the Most High. I want to do righteousness. Right? Luke 15 and 11. Let's go there. So, this is the comeback. This is due to come back to the Father. Go ahead, read that, 15 and 11.
Luke chapter 15, verse 11.
Go ahead.
And he said, a certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father,
Right.
Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me.
Right, we're going to see that this guy that took the portion of goods, he was a guy that really wasn't focused on what was needed for the Father. This person was more so worried about themselves, right? I'm hitting this age. I want what I want, and I'm gonna go do my own thing, right? This person, you're gonna see his mentality. Go ahead.
And he divided unto them his living. And not many days after,
Right.
the younger son gathered all together.
Or the younger daughter, right? You get all the amenities of the Most High. He gives you the things. You like when you look at the Gentiles, you know how the scripture says they rains on the just and the unjust? Like they don't see that the Most High is still supplying for them. Right? You're not seeing that the Most High is giving you all these things. That's why this is the story of the prodigal son. But this prodigal son doesn't really understand where he went off till he gets in the mud. Right? So there is a comeback, but comeback is possible. It's about how you come back. How you going to give yourself to the Father. Right? How you going to change your mind to be able to say, nah, let me do it the right way. Go ahead.
And took his journey into a far country. And there wasted his substance.
I'm going to Houston, man. You know what I mean? I got to get away a little bit. You know, I'm going to go to Rochester. I got to get away a little bit. But are you going to do the will of the Father? Are you going to focus on righteousness? Or is it for you just to what? Hide. Right? So what did he do?
Wasted his substance.
He wasted the blessings. Right? Your Father gives you all these things, right? And you what? Squander it. You squander these gifts. Now, what type of person is that? You get all these amenities, you get all these things from the Most High, and you squander them. So now you can see what mentality this prodigal son or prodigal daughter, what their mind is like. They're selfish. They're self-willed. They start moving off of their own thing and not looking after the things that the Father gave them. They don't care for that. Read.
With riotous living.
And with what?
Riotous living.
With riotous living. Right? You at the hookah bar. You at the club. Right? You back doing those things because you want to what? You're a child. You want to have fun. But you don't see that what you're doing to all the things that the Most High gave you. That's why he said put away childish things. Right? The riotous living is partying. Partying. But you want to be partying now? You want to be partying, giving into marriage in the last days? You see? But he had no respect unto all the things that the Most High was given. That's why you got to watch your spirit. You got to ask yourself, Yeah, am I so much of a brat that I cannot see what the Most High is doing for me in my life? What He's giving me? Do I not give a damn about nothing? Or am I treated so well that I could care less for what the Most High has given me?
Be like that.
Huh?
It'd be like that. God.
It be like that, exactly. Because you got a lot of our people that are what? They hang around with the white man in this world, and they've been influenced, and they love that more than the Father. Right? They're selfish, self-willed. That's what we're seeing, why he went down this road. Read the chapter. It's telling us about the mentality of an individual, how he became the prodigal son. The first point is, listen, he's ready to leave his father and take everything that his father gives and go waste it. You're not leaving to add to the body, the father, the work, the family. You're doing what? You're going to go waste it because it was about you what? Coming from up under the thumb of your father.
Yep.
So I got to go do my own thing to please my own flesh. It wasn't right. Go ahead.
And when he had spent all,
Right?
there arose a mighty famine in the land.
See? But one thing we know about the people that are like this, they're foolish. They know not where they stumble. They make all the wrong decisions. And now that there's a famine in the land, you done spent up all your money. Right? It says they walk on in darkness. Yeah.
The prodigal child, he was the younger son, right?
Yeah. And the younger of them said to his father, yeah.
Yeah, I get that because, the younger son sees everything that the older son go through and try to...
I don't want to go through that.
Yeah.
I see what they went through, and I'm going to do the same thing. Instead of appreciating. That's why, to the youngsters in here, you got to appreciate what you're going through. You can't be that selfish suburban kid that what? The little Chad of the family that, like, man, when I get at my house, what you gonna do? You never gonna do the dishes? Man, when I get my own place, you never gonna sweep them up? Like, that's a retarded mentality. You're just gonna let the dog just shit everywhere and piss everywhere and then be like, you know what, when I get my own place, like, you see, it's an immaturity. I'm glad you brought that out. It's an immaturity instead of looking at it and saying, man, my father has taught me the right way. Let me follow what my sibling went through. Take the good, take the righteous, do away with the bad. Right? But this is why he's the prodigal son, because he's selfish as hell. Go ahead.
And he began to be in want. And he went and joined him.
And when you're in want, when you're in want and you're in need, right? Listen to this. This is the prodigal son, right? What does he want? Does he want the father yet? You see why people can go through this and still not return to the father? They can go through things and still not yearn and say, damn, I'm moving weird right now. I'm moving off track. You see, go ahead.
And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country.
He went and what? I'm going to link up with this individual. I used to be an Israelite. I'm going to link up with this person. My best friend, he's a white man. He's this, she's that, right? I'm going to go link up with more demons. Right? Go ahead.
And he sent him in his fields to feed swine. And he was fain.
And what do? They take from you. Yeah, they're your friend. They're going to help you out. But it's not your spirit. You got a job. Yeah, bro, you down and out, I got you, bro. Go work over here. You got a job, but what is this about? This is about his soul. This is about his spirit. Remember, all of this is an allegory to show us how we deal with the Father. So don't look at it and say it's about food and clothing and this and that. It's about what? He's not desiring the spiritual thing. So he links up with somebody that's carnal like him. And that person gives him the carnal thing, right? I need a job, well, I'll give you that. Right? But the spiritual thing, I can't give you. That person is not giving him the spirit. Giving him and telling him the right thing. So you linking up with another dummy. Go ahead.
And ye would fain have filled his belly with the husk that the swine did eat.
Right. Once again, what are we learning about the prodigal son? He's selfish. He's self-indulgent, and he's always worried about what? He's down and out, and it still come down to what? His flesh. He's fleshly desires. See? Go ahead.
And no man gave unto him.
Right.
And when he came to himself, he said, how many hired servants of my father's?
And when he what?
When he came to himself.
Now it snaps. It snaps when you're hungry. But once again, how many of us snap and you're doing good? And you say, you know what? I got a job. I got a rib, or and then I don't have a husband, but something is wrong. Something is like, I get it. I'm free to do this and that, but like something is wrong. How many of us snap out of that? See, this is how you know the Most High is still with you. What the sister asked is not wrong. How do I get back to the truth and to my husband? Because she could say, but you know what, man? Bunk that. I'm going to go get me another ninja. I don't got to deal with that. Right? So her first mind is right. Her spiritual mind is right. You're right. As we're seeing all this with the prodigal son, I mean, yes, it does take a man to be brought low or a woman to be brought low. But the Most High does that to the one he loved. He said he chastised the one he loved. Right? The other ones, he what? He ignores them. He ain't hearing you. You crying, he ain't hearing you. Go ahead.
He said, how many hired servants of my father's?
Man, the Most High has many things I can gain from. Now listen to this. What you're thinking like kingdom. Before we move to the kingdom, the prodigal son had to say, the Most High has many amenities, right? And things that I need, right? You got jobs, you got houses, you got cars, you pay your bills, you got a cell phone. We got to realize that the Most High got all those other things I need. We know what he's saying, right? He's saying what? Damn, servants, right? The carnal things, right? But remember, this is an allegory. You're supposed to be saying, the Most High is going to feed the things that I truly need, which is my spirit. Go ahead.
How many hired servants of my father's?
Right? The Most High, my father got all the amenities. I don't know why I'm going through this. That's how we're supposed to look at that.
Right.
Like, I don't know why I'm feeling this way. Let me go back to the Most High and get back in this book. Right? And start doing things that mean something. Yeah, I could get in the book alone by myself. But then I read, woe to him that is left alone. The apostles were like, wait a minute. Where 2 or 3 is, there is Christ. Right? The Feast of Pentecost wasn't one brother there. In the Feast of Pentecost, it was what? Gathered. They were all gathered together in one mind because everybody was like-minded. Right? And that's where the unity starts. Because you know that what? I need to be around people that are like me. Right? Because what are we going to talk about? I can't go back to my guy that is going to draw me back to the hookah club, draw me back to the strip club, draw me back to the world. If I keep hanging around with that person, we're going to get drunk and I'm going to be what? Fornicating. Adultery. Right? Go ahead.
Have bread enough and to spare.
Have what?
Bread enough and to spare.
The Most High got all the things I need that nourish my spirit. He got all the things that feed. He said, I have bread to eat. Yahweh Shai said, I have bread to eat. It was the will of the Father. Right? That's what's feeding me. That's what has to feed us. Because all these other things, like you just said, they come and go. Right? And you can be dedicated to a job for 10, 15 years. And they look at you and say, Jamal, we got to let you go, man. We got to let you go, man. What happened? Oh, man. You know, we got to cut back. Right?
Layoffs.
And we got to lay you off. And you're like, but I done gave 50 years of my life. Bruh, your ass got to go. Escort him out. Why? Because the Most High, the world don't got no love, and the Most High is the only one that is going to give us the things that last. Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and His righteousness, right? And all these things are going to be added to you. He said, lay up your treasures in heaven, not where moth and rust doeth corrupt. Right? So, we get it. That doesn't mean we're not going to have a job. That doesn't mean you can't have a 401k. That don't mean that you can't have a nice car. It just means that we put in the Father first. And in everything. And all these other little things are gonna add up even better, right? Yeah.
I was just gonna say, King Solomon, for example, what King Solomon prayed for, he prayed for
Wisdom
and knowledge. And he was the wealthiest man on earth at that time.
Exactly. So, as you are the prodigal sister, trying to get back and saying, man, how do I get back? Well, know that the things that are truly valuable, the things that are truly valuable to you, you got to be looking at those things, right? What is the value of the work? What is the value of the truth? Come? Y'all agree? Hopefully she understands too. Go ahead.
And I perish with hunger.
Right? Go ahead.
I will arise.
Yeah. Are you really, are you being fed? Are you like, man, my soul is not eating. There's something that I need. That's what we're supposed to be saying. Not, hey, man, I want to get back to the Most High just to get blessings. No, I need that. Listen, carnal things that you might have. But the spiritual thing you're lacking in. And that's why it's eating at your conscience for you to say, I need to get back to the Most High. Go ahead.
And go to my father.
Right.
And will say unto him,
right,
Father, I have sinned against heaven.
Right. And there is a acknowledgement of what you've done wrong. See, we're right back where I started from. What is it that has to happen when coming back? You got to know what you did wrong, because if not, you cannot repent from the heart. You got to bear witness and say, okay, this is what Satan did. This is how he used me. He got in through this door and corrupted my mind, and I got to be aware, right? And that's why the prodigal son is repentant. That's where he's repentant at. Go ahead.
And before thee. And am no more worthy to be called thy son.
No. He come with the entitled spirit.
And am no more worthy to be called thy son.
Y'all need me. You know what I mean? You need me. I'm back because, you know what I mean? He came back humble. He came back understanding where he fell from. Right? He didn't blame it on father. He didn't blame it on brother. He what? He knew it was him. Go ahead.
Make me as one of thy hired servants.
Right? Look. And then he what? Understood through the Most High. He gave grace unto the humble, and he came in a humble mind. But where you need me at? Just make me a what?
Make me as one of thy hired servants.
See, this is one of the key things coming back to the Most High. You got to understand that where you fell from, and in seeking him 10 times more, right? Seeking him 10 times more takes what? Humility. Takes humility. Go ahead.
And he arose and came to his father.
Right.
But when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him.
Right.
And had compassion and ran.
And that's what the Most High is teaching us. to do. Have compassion on the ignorant and them that are out of the way. That's why we understand. We understand that some of you are young. You got to go out. You got to get whooped. And then when you wake the hell up and you see and you lose and you got one elbow, one arm, one eye, one finger, right? Lord willing, you'll be back. And all we have to do is what? Keep teaching and being an example. And saying, so that way when you come back, you're like, damn, that bro's still in there. It's possible. Because we're not God, we're not Christ. It's possible to endure and to keep fighting in the spirit of the Most High. It's possible, right? And that's what brothers do, sisters do. Fall out for 2 years, come back, be like, damn, you still here, got gray hair and everything. Damn, bro, I ain't seen you in how long? I seen you were like this, now you look like this. Yeah, because you love, brother. You love, sis. Right? Read.
And ran and fell on his neck.
And that's our part, right? We're supposed to what? Accept them back. Give them that opportunity because you didn't offend me, right? You didn't do nothing to me. This is the Father's, what did he say? I left some to manage the field. The what? What word is it he used? I'm trying to use the word in Matthew's when he goes to the parable. He said he left the stewards to manage the
vineyard.
The vineyard. There you go. Right? We're just stewards. This is the Father's work. Go ahead.
And kissed him.
Uh-huh.
And the son said unto him,
Right.
Father, I have sinned against heaven.
Right.
And in thy sight.
You see it again?
God.
He got to acknowledge what he's done to the Most High. He's got to see that's the angle I wanted to remind her. You got to know why you went off, or else you're just going to keep repeating it. So to stop it, you got to really meditate and understand how you let Satan pull you away. Yeah.
Isn't that like Psalm 51 what we read all the time? Against you, you only have I sinned, and done this evil in your sight. God.
There it is.
God.
There it is. Right? And if it's a situation of you were offended, you still didn't do right. Because the scripture say what? Go to that brother, go to that sister, talk to them, deal with that situation. Love, forgive, move on. Right? It don't say, you know what, hold a grudge till Christ come back. And never forgive a brother or sister. Because it can be that too. That falls in the category of they were offended. Right? Yeah, what's your question? Which one? Oh, well, we just read it. We read it, Matthew 13, and it says, what is it? 13 and, it says they're offended because of the word. Is it 21? Yeah. Yeah, 21. Because of the word, and by is offended. Right? That falls into being offended. Not only for family, but you might have been offended to a brother or sister. But you still didn't apply the proper way. Right? You can't make that well, this is why I left, because what? You didn't want to see the sister's face? You were supposed to do what the scripture says. Go to that sister, forgive, let go, like you are being welcomed. You're supposed to welcome her or welcome him, right? So the point is no excuse. Acknowledge what you did wrong, and don't give Satan the advantage to take the same opportunity again. What's the scripture I didn't get, Matthews? Real quick. This will be the last one. Right on time. Right on the last one. Because this is what happens when you come back. Go ahead. Go to Matthew's. What you said, 11? Go to Matthew's, the 11th chapter.
Matthew chapter 11.
Let me see. Hold on, we're trying to find it.
What scripture you looking for?
It's 12.
Matthew chapter 11, verse 12. Matthew chapter 12, verse 43. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man,
Right.
he walketh through dry
You
places.
doing what?
Walketh through dry places.
These demons love where they stay at. They're like you. You love your place? You like your bed is comfy? Well, these demons love it too. Right? They love the houses they consume and take. Right? So when you clean yourself up, Satan loves a dirty place. Right?
Misery loves company.
Go ahead.
Walking through dry places.
Right? So they circle. They make their circle around. Go ahead.
Seeking rest.
What?
Seeking rest.
Go ahead.
And findeth none.
Right? So they were like, they was like, could we go in those pigs, right? Because they want to agitate, irritate, take over, consume, control, oppress, make you depressed. That's how these demons work. Go ahead.
Verse 44. Then he said, I will return into the house, my house.
Right? So when you clean yourself up, you can be in the right mind, right spirit. These spirits do what? They're gonna come back. They circle around. You thought the drinking spirit was gone, and then you're like, well, it's nothing wrong. It's been a week. You fasted for a whole week and thought you was good. Man, I did a whole 6-month fast, but you want another shot now, right? So you got to do what? You got to remind yourself that, oh, now it's Satan's devices. My mouth is watering. Get all watery and ready. Yeah, where that taste come from. So you got to say, nah, Satan is once again using the same device to wield me and control me. And that's what these spirits do. So that's why you got to know his devices in his game. You got to be a better warrior than him. Go ahead.
Then he said, I will return into my house,
right,
from which I came out.
Right.
And when he is come,
right,
he findeth it empty, swept and garnished.
Right.
Then he goes.
That's you. That's me. That's us. Swept and garnished. No, I'm not dealing with that no more. I'm not touching that. The scripture says if you touch pitch, you should become black, right? It says if you play with the serpent, you're going to get bit, right? Right? So we're not dealing with that. We keep ourselves clean. Read.
Then he goes and taketh with himself 7 other spirits.
But when you're a man of war, a combat warrior, right? A Wing Chun master, a Cog McGraw killer, right? What's your adversary doing? He's like, okay, let me go get some more thugs. I'm gonna get some more thugs, and what are we gonna do? What do those thugs do?
7 more spirits,
right?
Wicked than himself.
See? Read.
And they enter in and dwell there.
Right. Satan never quits. He's hitting us in our sleep. While you sleep, he's still working in your sleep, whispering to you, right? Trying to get your conscience to bend to his will. So we got to beware of Satan and his devices. So it says, when you come back, make sure you come back in a clear mind, ready to do the will of the Father, seeking him 10 times more. So hopefully that helped her. Is there anything else? Does anybody got any questions? Just a reminder, the feast day is coming up on the 24th. We won't be having class those days. Hanukkah is going to be starting from the 24th to the 31st. All right, 8 days. All right, so remember, tonight is the Sabbath, right? Keep the Sabbath day, keep it right, keep it clean. Y'all stay locked in. Remember, man, stay focused on the Most High. And I know most of us is going to get up, be right back here, giving ourselves to class, giving ourselves to the Spirit of the Most High. All right? But anything else? That's it. If that's it, let's salute them online. Say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right. As for us,